If you've been thinking, why does it feel like everyone I know is either moving or thinking about moving? You're not imagining it. Over the last few years, I've helped a ton of families relocate to Central Arkansas, and I keep seeing the same cities come up again and again. So in this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 Central Arkansas cities that people are moving to the most, why they're choosing them, and who each city is actually best for. Because not every city fits every family. And a quick heads up, one of these might surprise you, especially if you've only been looking at Little Rock. If you're new here, I'm Nick. I'm a local real estate agent here in Little Rock, and I specialize in relocation, family lifestyle, and move-up buyers. So if you're planning a move now or even a year from now, you're in the right place. Stick around to the end because I'll tell you how to figure out which of these cities fits your lifestyle best. Let's kick things off with the city that keeps popping up on relocation lists, Conway, Arkansas. And when I say people are moving here, I mean it. Conway has recently been recognized as the fastest growing city in Arkansas multiple years in a row. Not just locally, but when you look at cities nationwide with more than 50,000 people, that's big city growth happening right here in Central Arkansas. Now, as of the latest US Census data, Conway's population recently topped 70,000 residents, with growth growing at about twice the national median for cities its size. It added more than 1,000 new people in just 1 year, which is both exciting and something that shapes how we think about schools, homes, jobs, and communities here. Conway isn't just adding people, it's attracting a diverse mix. Young professionals, college graduates, families, people relocating for jobs or lifestyle. The median age in Conway is right around 29 to 30, which tells you this city has a young and upwardly mobile population, great for job growth, community energy, and local culture. And speaking of workforce, you've got 3 universities right in town. University of Central Arkansas, Hendrix College, and Central Baptist College, plus a handful of other colleges nearby. That means college graduates aren't just passing through. Many stay and build lives here. Now, this isn't just a college town, it's economic growth. Over the past few years, major businesses like West Rock Coffee and others have invested heavily in facilities here, bringing hundreds of new jobs to Conway. And more jobs mean more people looking for not just housing, but community schools and local lifestyle amenities. And that's exactly what Conway is building. One of the biggest questions people ask is, can I afford to live here? So the housing market here is still very attractive compared to many other parts of the country. Median home prices in the area are often well below national averages, making Conway an appealing choice for families and move-up buyers who want space without the big city price tag. Rent and mortgage costs here tend to be 20 to 25% lower than national averages, which for many relocating families can be a game changer when planning a move. So Conway isn't just growing, it's transforming. You've got an increasing population, an expanding job market, higher education fueling local talent, more homes being bought and built, younger families choosing to settle down, and long-term growth that's sustained, not just a short spike. All of that makes Conway a serious contender for anyone relocating to Central Arkansas, especially if schools, affordability, and community feel are top priorities for you. So if you've ever thought, Conway seems nice, but I'm just not sure what life there feels like day to day, drop a comment below with Conway Life and I'll walk you through the lifestyle side of the next video. Because numbers are great, but living the life is what it's actually all about. All right, now let's talk about a pair of Central Arkansas favorites that often go hand in hand, Benton and Bryant. These 2 cities sit right next to each other in Saline County, and they're exploding with people moving here from inside and outside Arkansas. Here's what the latest demographic trends show. Benton's population has grown roughly 5.7% since 2020, and Bryant has grown about 4.2% in the same period. And that's without even factoring in 2025 estimates yet. Now, that might not sound huge, but over just a few years, growth at that pace starts to change everything. Schools, housing demand, local businesses, and community energy. Now, you've got a town that's been steadily evolving from small town roots into a vibrant, family-friendly city. People love Benton for a few big reasons. Benton is just a short drive from Little Rock, which makes it ideal for commuters who want the city job market but a quieter home life. Recent housing data shows Benton is a seller's market, meaning there are more buyers than homes available. And homes here are moving quickly because of that demand. So the median home sold price recently hovered at around the 200,000 K range, which is still very attractive compared to large cities, but has genuine long-term value as demand grows. Benton's not small town stuck in time. It's because it's becoming something better. Now, you've got new restaurants popping up, local parks and trails, growing retail development, and a real sense of community pride that's noticeable as soon as you drive through town. And that sense of community is real. Families, professionals, and retirees alike talk about Benton as a place where neighbors know each other and community matters. Now, Bryant has a slightly different flavor. It feels a little more suburban with a strong focus on family life, schools, and convenience. So here's what's notable. Bryant's population sits at over 21,000 people, and it's been steadily growing year after year, even through broader national slowdowns. The median household income is increasing too, showing not just growth, but economic stability as more jobs and earning opportunities come into the area. The median home value in Bryant is also competitive. Many homes hover in the low to mid 200,000s range, which is solid for a suburban market so close to highways, jobs in the Little Rock metro area. One of Bryant's biggest draws is the award-winning school district, with multiple elementary schools, middle schools, and a high school that's received AP honors and community recognition. Parents moving here consistently rank schools as a top deciding factor. Add in local parks, community events, and that classic suburban feel, and it's no wonder people relocating with kids often put Bryant at the top of their list. So how does this compare? Here's a quick breakdown for you. Benton tends to attract buyers who want a balanced small city vibe, growing downtown feel, walkable community amenities, while Bryant tends to attract buyers who want top schools and a family focus, newer subdivisions and planned communities, easy access to Little Rock via I-30. Now, if you're the type of buyer asking, where will my kids have room to grow and also get a great education? Comment schools in space below, and I'll put some more insights on how these two compare specifically on that. So at their core, Benton and Bryant aren't just growing, they're evolving. People aren't relocating here by accident. They're choosing these cities because they offer the best of both worlds, community and space, proximity to jobs, and Little Rock, housing value that still feels accessible. And that's why we keep seeing families and professionals move up buyers from all over the country start their search here first. Now, city number 3 is Cabot, because this city comes up constantly in relocation conversations, especially with families. Now, Cabot sits just northeast of Little Rock, and over the last decade, it has quietly become one of the most consistent growing cities in central Arkansas. As of recent census estimates, Cabot's population is right around 27,000 residents, and it's grown steadily year over year. Not in sudden spikes, but in a very stable, intentional way. That kind of growth matters because it usually means strong schools, long-term residents, and community buy-in. And that leads us straight to the biggest reason people move here. Cabot is widely known across the state for its school district, and I can tell you firsthand, this is one of the top reasons families relocating to Central Arkansas end up choosing Cabot. The district consistently serves thousands of students. They offer advanced placement and extracurricular programs and has a reputation for strong academic structure and athletics. For parents moving from out of state, Cabot often feels like a safe bet. They may not know every city in Arkansas yet, but they've heard about Cabot schools. And when families prioritize education, they're usually thinking long-term, which is exactly why Cabot attracts people planning to stay for years, not just flip a house and move on again. Cabot's housing market has a very specific vibe. You'll find established neighborhoods with mature trees, newer subdivisions with modern layouts, and homes that typically offer more square footage for the price compared to closer in Little Rock neighborhoods. Median home prices here often sit below national averages, which is a huge draw for buyers relocating from larger metro areas. For many families, Cabot is where they finally feel like, okay, we can afford space, a yard, and still live comfortably. This makes Cabot especially appealing to move-up buyers, growing families, and people leaving higher cost states who want value without sacrificing stability. Another big reason Cabot works for so many people is accessibility. Cabot is roughly 25 to 30 minutes from downtown Little Rock, close to major highways and convenient for commuters working in healthcare, government, education, or the Air Force Base in Jacksonville. That means people can work in or around Little Rock, but come home to a quieter, more suburban environment. And for a lot of families, that balance is the goal. Look, here's the honest truth. Cabot isn't trying to be trendy or flashy. Cabot is for people who value structure, routine, community, education, and long-term planning. This city attracts families who want Friday night football or school events, or neighbors who stick around, and a place that feels predictable in a good way. Now, if you're watching this thinking, I don't need hype, I need stability, hit the like button so YouTube knows this video is actually helpful. Now, Cabot continues to grow because it offers something many buyers are looking for: certainty. You know what you're getting: strong schools, established neighborhoods, consistent growth. That's why Cabot remains one of the most popular relocation cities in Central Arkansas, especially for families planning their next chapter, not just their next address. Now, let's shift gears a little and talk about Maumelle, because this city attracts a very specific type of buyer. Maumelle is one of the smallest cities on this list by population, with just over 18,000 residents. But don't let that fool you. Despite its size, it consistently ranks as one of the most desirable places to live in Central Arkansas. What's interesting is that Maumelle's growth hasn't been explosive, it's been intentional. Over the last few years, population numbers have remained steady with gradual increases, which tells us something important. People that move here tend to stay. Maumelle is a master planned community, and you feel that the moment you drive in. This city was designed around lakes, trails, green space, and a sense of separation from traffic and noise. You've got Lake Willistine, miles of walking and biking trails, and neighborhoods that feel tucked away, even though you're only about 15 minutes from downtown Little Rock. For many relocating buyers, Maumelle offers something rare: nature without isolation. Now, housing in Maumelle is diverse, which makes it appealing to a wide range of buyers. So you'll find patio homes, traditional single-family neighborhoods, gated communities, and newer construction mixed in with established areas. Median home prices often land slightly above some surrounding cities, but buyers are paying for lifestyle, location, and community design, not just square footage. This is especially attractive to move-up buyers, professionals, families who prioritize walkability, and people downsizing without wanting to sacrifice quality of life. Now, who chooses Maumelle? The typical Maumelle buyer isn't chasing the biggest house. They're asking questions like, can I walk here? Is it peaceful? Do people actually use the outdoor spaces? And does this feel like a community? And the answer is almost always yes. Maumelle tends to attract people who work in Little Rock or North Little Rock, families who value outdoor time, professionals who want quieter evenings, buyers who want convenience without congestion. So if you've ever asked, I want my neighborhood to feel like part of my lifestyle, not just where I sleep, drop a comment below. Now, one of Maumelle's biggest strengths is location. You're close to I-40 and I-430. You're minutes from North Little Rock. You're near major employers and hospitals, and you're still removed from heavy traffic patterns. That makes Maumelle ideal for buyers who want central access without the constant movement of a larger city. Maumelle works because it knows what it is, and it leans into it. It's not trying to outgrow itself. It's not chasing massive expansion. Instead, it offers stability, intentional design, strong community identity, and a lifestyle that's hard to replicate elsewhere in Central Arkansas. That's why Maumelle continues to quietly attract relocation buyers who care less about height and more about how their lifestyle actually feels day to day. All right, let's talk about Sherwood, because this city has become one of the most underrated relocation spots in Central Arkansas. Sherwood sits just northeast of Little Rock with a population of just over 30,000 residents, and is one of those cities that doesn't always get flashy headlines, but consistently shows up when buyers start looking seriously. And here's what's interesting. Sherwood's population growth has been steady, not volatile. That usually is a signal of something important. People move here for practical reasons, and they stay. Sherwood's biggest strength is location. You're minutes from Little Rock, close to North Little Rock, near Jacksonville and the Air Force Base. And you're centrally positioned to access multiple job hubs without long commutes. For relocating families, Sherwood often becomes the aha moment. the place they didn't intentionally consider, but end up loving once they drive it. And I hear this a lot. I didn't even know Sherwood was here, but this actually works for us. Sherwood offers something that's becoming harder to find in Central Arkansas: affordable homes in established neighborhoods. So here you'll see mature trees, larger lots, older homes with character, and neighborhoods that feel lived in, not cookie cutter. Median home prices in Sherwood tend to sit below many surrounding cities. This makes it attractive for move-up buyers, families wanting space without stretching their budget, and buyers relocating from higher cost states. This affordability is a huge reason Sherwood continues to attract steady interest, especially as prices rise in other parts of the metro. Now, Sherwood tends to attract buyers who are asking, can I get more house for my money? Or can I still be close to everything? Or do I really need the newest neighborhood? It works especially well for families with school-aged kids, professionals commuting into Little Rock or Jacksonville, buyers who value function over flash, and because many neighborhoods are already established, Sherwood often feels like a place where community roots run deep. Day-to-day life in Sherwood is simple, in a good way. You've got easy access to shopping and dining, parks and community spaces, short drives to work and school, and neighborhoods that feel stable and familiar. For many relocation buyers, Sherwood feels like a place where life can slow down just enough without giving up convenience. Sherwood may not have the buzz of Conway or lifestyle branding of Maumelle, but it offers something incredibly valuable: location, affordability, consistency, and livability. That's why Sherwood continues to quietly pull in families, professionals, and move-up buyers who want practical, comfortable living in Central Arkansas. So here's the truth. Everyone isn't moving to the same place. They're moving to the place that fits their lifestyle right now. Some families choose Conway for growth and opportunity. Some choose Benton or Bryant for space and schools. Some choose Cabot for structure and long-term stability. Some even choose Maumelle for lifestyle and outdoor living. And some choose Sherwood because it works. There's no perfect city. There's only the city that makes your day-to-day life easier, calmer, and more enjoyable. And that's why relocation can feel overwhelming. Because on paper, a lot of these cities look great, but living there feels different. This is exactly what I help families do every single week. Not just find a house, but figure out where your kids will thrive, how your commute will actually feel, what your weekends might look like, and whether a city matches your lifestyle, not just your budget. Now, if you're still watching right now, chances are you're already thinking about a move. If you're planning to relocate to Central Arkansas, whether it's 30 days from now or 12 months from now, here's what I recommend. Subscribe for more Central Arkansas relocation videos. Drop a comment with the city you're most curious about, or reach out directly if you want help narrowing down this before you start house hunting. I'm always happy to answer questions, even if you're just in the research phase. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.